So let's start by creating a test file for the login service, and let's import the required modules. Let's also mock the bcrypt and the JSON Web Token modules, as we only need to check how they are invoked but not how they work, and let's not forget to clear all mocks right after each test. Finally, let's create a few dummies and mocks that will be used as arguments for the login service, and let's move on to our first test case. So to assert that the login service performs a read operation on the database, we're going to verify that the read function of the user repository is invoked with the provided email address contained in the data object. To assert that the login service matches the provided password contained in the data object against the hash value contained in the user object returned by the database call, we're going to verify that the bcrypt compare function is invoked with both values. Now, to assert that the login service generates a new access token, we're going to verify that the JSON Web Token sign method is invoked with the ID of the user returned by the database call, the secret string contained in the environment object, and an expiration date of 1 hour. To assert that the login service throws a user not found custom error in case the database call returns a null value due to an non-existent match between the provided email address contained in the data object and the database records, we're going to mock the read method of the user repository so that it returns a null value when invoked, and set up a try-catch block to verify both the error type and the error code. Finally, to assert that the login service throws an incorrect password custom error in case the provided password contained in the data object doesn't match the hash value contained in the user object returned by the database call, we're going to mock the bcrypt compare method so that it returns a false value when invoked, and set up a try-catch block to verify the error type and the error code. Let's now create a test file for the signup service, import the required modules, mock the bcrypt module, clear all mocks after each test, and create a few dummies and additional mocks. So to assert that the signup service hashes the provided password contained in the data object, we're going to verify that the bcrypt hash function is invoked with the password and a number of salt rounds equals to 10. Second, to assert that the signup service performs a write operation on the database when invoked, we're going to mock the bcrypt hash function so that it returns a predefined hash value, and verify that the read method of the user repository is called with the same email address contained in the data object and a hash value.